There has been rumors lately that LeBron will be released by the Lakers or he'll be traded pretty soon within the next few months, according to Shams Charania. So there's a lot of things going on in Lakerland about LeBron that I like to address. I feel there was a recent article by Ramona Shelburne that really shows what's going on with LeBron and his frustrations with the Lakers, according to Ramona Shelburne, that after the Lakers got eliminated by the Minnesota Timberwolves, that they had a meeting with Luka Doncic in which they didn't inform LeBron about, in which he went to some restaurant in LA, I believe, with JJ Redick, Rob Pelinka, and his personal business manager. In that meeting, all three of them discussed Luka's future with the Lakers. And essentially, Pelinka and JJ were making the pitch that we're building this team around you. You're the guy, you're the man, you're going to be our franchise player. We want to let you know this going forward. We want to know what type of players you want to play with and what type of team that we need to build around you so you can be successful. And we're really trying to show to you that we are 100% down with you. We want you to be the guy. We want to have a partnership with you. They're doing all the things they have to do to sell Luka on being a Laker long term and get him to commit to being a Laker. So apparently LeBron eventually found out about this meeting because it was revealed by so many paparazzis that they had this meeting at this restaurant, and LeBron's people got hold of it and they knew what it was about. So LeBron was butthurt about this because it's another sign that LeBron is getting old, which I think he's always been in denial about. But it reinforces it. Like, he's not the young guy anymore. He's not the man anymore that teams are building their future around. And I think that's hard for him to accept. It's kind of like that, the equivalent of that hot girl who was super hot in her 20s, and now she's way above the age of 30, and she's no longer the hottest girl in the room. And it's a humbling experience. It's a shock for her, and she just can't deal with it because that was her identity, being the hot girl, nothing else. And I feel LeBron's identity is always being a superstar, in the sense not just on the court but off the court, that he bends people to his will. They have to bow down to him, and just everything like I said, bends to him, essentially. That he walks in a room and everybody runs up to him. He sucks up all the energy. He is like the sun, essentially. I remember him saying that once, but that's really his ego. He's used to people always catering to him. And I think that's been the case for pretty much most of his life now. If you think about it, I would say the last time people didn't really cater to LeBron was probably in middle school. That's before he became the high school phenom that was coveted by so many NBA teams. And I think LeBron became a national star when he was 15, I believe. So ever since this guy's been 15, people have sucked up to him. They've kissed his ass. They've told him he's the man, he's the king, whatnot. And that's what he's used to. Think about it. He's going to turn 41 in like 5 months. So for nearly 26 years, everybody's been kissing his ass and just bending over backwards for him. That's what he's used to. He's not used to anything else. This has been his life for more than half of his life, that I think it's hard for him to adjust to it, and it really hurts his feelings. It really bothers him. I also believe he was very upset when the Lakers, according to Ramona Shelburne, gave Luka the heads up in advance that Mark Walter was going to be the new owner of the Lakers. That bothered LeBron because that was another sign that he was no longer the man, and he's no longer the number one focus of the Lakers. And it's also humbling because if the Lakers don't consider you their number one guy, the guy that they want to build around, that means the rest of the league probably feels the same way about you. Because usually if the Lakers don't want you anymore, it means that you're on the decline. And that's something LeBron does not want to accept, that he no longer has that leverage anymore to bend teams over by threatening them that he's going to leave them, or are forcing them to do the moves he wants them to do, because he's always had the nickname of Lay GM, in which he tells management like, hey, you need to trade for this guy. You need to sign this guy, or else I'll opt out of my contract. I'll leave you guys in a year or two. He's always had that power, that dynamic. And I just think that is something that bothers him, not having that leverage anymore and just being humbled. That I think this is probably the first time in a very, very long time LeBron has to deal with the same realities everybody else has to deal with once they get older, especially once you get above the age of 40, is that employers are not looking at you the same way as they did when you were, 20 something years old. They're not trying to build around you. They don't care about career advancement for you. He has to deal with the same things we all have to deal with. It's kind of funny in that regard. It's like, LeBron, yeah, age discrimination. It also applies to you, especially in your field of work. Granted, he has all that money to fall back in. He's set for life, but that's one thing I do take delight in, that he can't escape. He has to face the same realities as a mere mortal has to face every day as they get older. That, your opportunities are being taken away. And I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that he can't, no matter how much money he has, how much media power he has, he can't escape that fate. He just can't escape it. And that's what it's really about. This is the equivalent, like I said, of a woman realizing she's no longer young, hot, and attractive, and she's having a meltdown. LeBron's having his own meltdown. And that's really what it is. Now, why do I think the Lakers are not going to release him? Because even with this new owner, I don't see them buying out his contract. It's a lot of money. It's like $50-some million for next year. I don't see him doing that. I just don't. I would love to see it happen, but I'm just very skeptical. And I don't see them trading LeBron, because LeBron's contract is so huge that no team is going to be willing to give up a lot for LeBron because of his age. He's going to turn 41. Why would you give up a big package for LeBron? So the Lakers are not going to get something great in return. And where are you going to find the contract to match his, of some player who's like grossly overpaid at $50 million? I'm sure some teams would like take his expiring contract, but I just think it's going to be difficult to make that trade. I don't think it'll be easy. So there's not really much the Lakers can do. And even if the Lakers want to trade and help him out, I still think it'll be easy. It'll be hard to move, because how many teams are going to want to take a 41-year-old LeBron, especially if they're a contender? And plus, he has a no trade clause from what I've read. So LeBron gets to dictate wherever he goes. So your options are very limited. You have to trade him to a contender, because that's where he's going to want to play. But will that contender really want to give up something of great value to get LeBron, especially if they're a contender? I don't think so. So that's why I think it's kind of like they're very limited in getting rid of him. And the third reason why I don't think the Lakers will get rid of LeBron, because he's still a cash cow for them. He still has a lot of bandwagon fans. They like the merchandising, the branding, all the other stuff. The Lakers are really big on that, more so than winning. That's another reason why I don't think they'll just get rid of him. And the last reason why I don't think the Lakers will get rid of him, I wouldn't say last reason why, but I guess you could say it was, but I'll tell you why. Because the Lakers on paper, I believe, can be a good regular season team. They're going to have stretches where people are going to be delusional and believe like, oh, wow, they're a contender. They just won 7 or 10 games in a row. The Lake Show's back. They're definitely the favorites to get out of the West. We've seen this delusion. We saw it last season when they went on a stretch winning a ton of games, and I still wasn't convinced this team was a championship contender, and that was proven in the playoffs by the Timberwolves. I think we're going to see the same thing. And how does this factor in for LeBron staying? Well, the Lakers will believe in the hype and drink the Kool-Aid, and they'll start thinking like, well, we have a chance with LeBron and this team with Luka, so let's keep him and just roll the dice. I think we have a good chance of winning it all. And I think that's another reason why they won't trade him. And I think the other reason is, if the Lakers are terrible with LeBron, again, which team is going to be willing to give up a lot for him? I just don't see it. A contender is going to know that they have the leverage, and they're just not going to give up anything of value for LeBron. Maybe the Lakers will be willing to accept it, but I just think that contract will be hard to remove. Maybe they could get a third team involved, but I just think I just believe LeBron is not leaving the Lakers. He's going to be here for one more final season. And then next season, the offseason, I think the Lakers will be finally done with this guy. But LeBron is just throwing hissy fits right now. He's in their feelings. He's in his feelings, like they would say. And yeah, I just don't see him leaving the Lakers this upcoming season. Laker Nation, you're still stuck with this clown for another year.